What's up, guys? Welcome to a special edition episode of Bet the Day with my guy, Jack Bienvenue. I hope I said that right again, but man, this is Celtics tattoo guy #1, probably the biggest celebrity in Boston right now. I appreciate you joining the show.
I appreciate you having me. Let's get this done. We got 3 more, baby. 3 more wins.
Yeah, man. It's funny. Big comeback the other night. You must have been sweating it out a little bit when they were down.
It was crazy. I was with my buddy. I was actually with my friend who told me I wouldn't get the tattoo. So we were watching the game last night. We were going pretty crazy over here.
Yeah, you got Jimmy Kimmel talking, and we're talking before the show. Man, you are the biggest celebrity in Boston. Like, I know Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart, they're all big to the Celtics, but you're right up there right now.
I mean, it's pretty crazy. It's been a wild ride, man, and we're hoping to keep it going. I mean, last night's win it looks like they just had no idea what hit them. Like, it's just the Warriors. It was a hell of a win, and I think we got a great shot to take another one. I mean, Warriors are obviously a tough team, but I think we can go back in there. We got our confidence. Our confidence got to be through the roof right now. So I love the odds.
Oh yeah, 100%. You look at this team right now. The comeback, like they got a little dog in them. That's what I love about the Celtics team. I already got some comments rolling in here. Celtics baby from Redbirds. Some of our guys, Kathy Siebel coming in. Love the glasses, Tanner. So I appreciate that. But this ain't about me. It's about our tattoo guy here.
Glasses are fire. They are fire.
Well, they're like $5 shades. So I'm just outside. I'm traveling. Like we said, I'm in a Starbucks parking lot right now trying to get this done. So had to go with the shades. Got to look cool, man. So, before we even talk about basketball, before we talk about the tattoo, I got to hear about how you got into the Celtics. I know you're from Cape Cod, right?
Right. Yep.
So tell me how you became a big time Celtics fan.
So my first year really watching Celtics basketball, kind of watching every game, was Tatum's rookie year when we went to the conference finals, and then LeBron ripped my heart out of my chest in Game 7. And being totally honest, we probably would have got swept or beaten 5 for that Warriors team. That was the KD and just a crazy Warriors team. But that was my first year kind of watching Celtics basketball the whole season, and then I really started going to a ton of games like the end of last year. And then the beginning, like from January on, I started going to a ton. Ironically, I was at the game that kind of started the spark. I was at the Knicks Celtics game in New York in January when RJ Barrett sunk us to our lowest point, which was pretty crazy. I had New Yorkers just screaming at me. So that was fun. And but yeah, this year has really been the year that I guess became a super fan, if you want to call it that. But,
awesome. So like Aztec Gino and all those guys. I've interviewed them down at TD. How'd you get tight with, like, how do you get into the Celtics Superfan community?
You just meet them going to all these games. You run into them as you're walking through the concourse, and you see them. You say I say what's up to them all the time. More and more, I just kept going up, saying what's up, and they recognized I started to be there a little more, and we got talking. And Aztec Gino is my man. That's #1 right there.
Yeah, Celtics #1, baby. Gotta love it. I love Aztec Gino. We actually, our first game down there when we were doing interviews, we saw him first. Obviously, you can't miss him, right? So we talked to him, and then that led to one thing that led to the next, and then eventually we found you. So I got to give a shout out to my main man, the coach. He was my producer that day. Best producer in the game because he absolutely produces. He saw like the big time BBC cameras around you, and all your buddies there, the Buck Hunters there, and we're like, we got to get this kid on camera. So we saw the tattoo. Celtics 2022 World Champs. You come in, you say, I got the vision. Video blows up, right? So everyone's curious. What made you get a tattoo that says Celtics 2022 World Champs when this team was struggling even?
So believe it or not, wasn't any alcohol involved. I know that's a big theory, but there's no, I was completely sober, which I know is crazy. But so you can kind of say it was just me wanting to prove my friends wrong, and just like they were really convinced that I wouldn't do it. So I pretty much just said, screw you, and did it. And it was just, and also just part of the fact. So I think we were on like a 4-game win streak at the time. So I think that was the stat I read. But it was pretty like, we kind of started to get clicking, it seemed like. And Jaylen a couple weeks before, or months had tweeted out that now infamous tweet, the energy's about to shift. And it seems like that was coming true. It seemed like we kind of started to shift. And then a couple days or a week after I got the tattoo, Rob Williams goes down. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get attacked. And he came back a lot quicker than everybody expected, definitely sooner than I expected. And we swept the Nets. We beat the Bucks, then we beat the Heat, and it just kept rolling and rolling, and now we're here in the finals, which is just crazy. And it took a lot. It took a bit of convincing even to my artist, Taylor, to put it on my arm. So after a couple minutes of going at it with him, I was finally able to have him put it on me.
Yeah, so you got tatted March 21st, Highline tattoo, Taylor Lindley. Yep. Now, I have a few tattoos, but when I got my tattoos, I planned it out, right? I went in a couple weeks before. We did a drawing, got the graphics done. Did you just walk in there and say, I want the banner tattoo on my arm with 2022 World Champs?
I walked and I'd spoken to Taylor a couple times before that infamous day. Because I already knew, I wanted a Boston Celtics or just Boston tattoo. So that's my city. And so we had already kind of started talking about the possibility of doing a Celtics tattoo with the logo, or just even 617 on my wrist or something. And then I called him on my way. I said, hey Taylor, I'm on my way. I got a crazy idea. You're gonna think I'm insane, but I'll be there soon. So we got there and we talked for 15 minutes about it, and we kind of went through the process of what we wanted it to look like. And then we're like, well, why don't we just go with the classic banner, just straight up what the banner looks like in the Garden. And then he asked if I wanted it green, and I'm like, let's just go black. I don't want to totally being too crazy, even more crazy than it is.
Yeah.
But that was kind of the process behind scenes with me and him. Yeah.
That's definitely interesting, man. I give him a lot of credit for putting that on your arm. Now, when you're in high school, you're graduating. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Now, when did you turn 18 relative to when you got the tattoo?
So I turned 18 December 16th, and so I 3.5 months after I turned 18, I got the tattoo. Yeah.
Love that. So when you get it and you're your buddy's hey, you got no balls, you ain't gonna get it, blah blah blah. What was their reaction when you walked in there and got tatted with 2022 World Champs?
They could not believe it. I'm telling you, they could not believe it. I don't know if I posted it on Instagram a day later, I think, when it was actually healed, because there was that really shitty picture going around of my arm totally red, and it wasn't a good look. But they saw that. The friends that didn't see, because I had still a bandage over it the next day, so they didn't see it because it was still under my sleeve and everything. But I think the first time most people saw it was that post on my Instagram, and then the next day I saw them in school. They were they literally couldn't believe what they saw. They thought they had me pull they pulled my sleeve up, they didn't believe it was real. And I tell them don't come off, boys. It doesn't come off. And then the teachers started to kind of notice, and the principal, and it just became a whole thing. And my whole family is a huge Celtics fans now, so it's pretty crazy.
That must be awesome for everyone. Now, it's not just the teachers and your friends noticing. It's ESPN, Fox, it's Boston Globe, the Celtics, right? Everyone. You're a celebrity, man. That's awesome. So, when you got the tattoo, did you think they were going to be in this position they are in? Truly, in the bottom of your heart?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
1,000,000%. I thought the Heat were. I'll give the Heat credit. I thought they were overrated. Mm-hmm. I thought they were frauds. I'll come on here and say that, but they proved me wrong. They played a hell of a series and almost damn near beat us. So, but and the Bucks, I thought we had enough just to squeak by the Bucks. I knew they would be our biggest test, and I thought they were. And I thought we barely squeaked by them, but got done the most. And the Nets, I knew we were taking the Nets. I wasn't scared of the Nets, and then the most nervous I've been this whole I've been getting less and less sleep every night. I tell you that. And when we lost Game 5, it was like I was there with my friend Ian, and we like literally it was like a funeral walking out of the Garden. Like it was like I couldn't believe it. And that was definitely the lowest point of the playoffs, I think, for me at least, and I think probably most Celtics fans, and also Jimmy Butler's 3 that went up. I literally had my head down, like I just listened. I wasn't even looking. So it's been quite the stressful but fun playoffs. You know, it adds a bit of more anxiety to it, but it adds that like more joy when we do win.
Oh yeah, obviously. Like this is primarily a betting show when I come on in the morning. Like, a lot of people have money on the games, they're stressed about that, but like you literally have like artwork on your arm that isn't gonna go away no matter what. So that's so awesome, dude. So out of everything, we'll talk basketball here in a minute, but one final question about the tattoo. What was like the coolest thing that's happened to you so far during this experience?
Definitely Jimmy Kimmel the other night. That was insane. Like that's when I really realized, like, oh shit, this is big. Because like Boston, that was cool. Like I like all the Boston media and everything. Like getting to know some of the people in that like media department was super cool. But like the whole Jimmy Kimmel thing was like insane. And then my phone was like I didn't even know my phone started. I was on a pod with those guys who saw my story, and I looked over and I saw my phone like blowing up, and I'm like, what the hell? So I like checked in, and everyone's like, bro, I just saw you on Kimmel, and I'm like, no shit, dude. And then I looked on his YouTube this morning and I saw it, and I'm like, holy crap, like, that's insane. And obviously he's talking shit because he's a Lakers fan, but whatever.
You know what? We got them. Bottom line is I do think we take it. Last night was definitely a game. I didn't go into it expecting to win the game necessarily, but the way we won it I wasn't
really expecting anything. I didn't really know what to think because it's obviously game 1, so I didn't really know I didn't even really have a prediction for the game last night. I usually don't for game 1s, but I think that's like a statement win, man. That's huge.
Oh, 100%. A lot of people are saying like, oh, the Celtics don't stand a chance in the series because the Warriors have all the NBA Finals experience, blah, blah, blah. But like overall, it's crazy, man. We're a better team, I think.
We are. I do too. And I don't get that narrative that like people saying like, oh, Warriors are sleeping, Warriors in 5. Like, please watch basketball, please. If you think that's going to happen. Because that's like obviously like it's either way, whoever wins the series, it's going 6 at least either way. So it's going to be a very fun series to watch. Both teams are very well matched up against each other.
And, they said the same thing about the Heat, too, which, like, I was on the same playing field as you. I'm like, the Heat are so overrated. It's Jimmy Butler. It's a system team. Like, they all buy into the system. But, like, you're telling me Max Strus, Kyle Lowry, Victor Oladipo off the bench, you're going to tell me those guys are better than what we have behind Jason Tatum, even though, it was like, I was like, watch basketball, right?
Exactly. And like, I've been saying this, like, since we made it to the finals. First they said Nets in 5 or 4, and then they said Bucks in 6, then they said Heat in 6. Now they're gonna say Warriors in 6. I mean, let's keep the talk going. Like, come on.
There you go.
So I don't want the energy switching here. Like, keep that same energy.
Yeah, for sure. Energy has shifted. We're gonna keep it going now. So looking to game 2, what are you looking for? You think we're gonna have a better night than we did? You think we're gonna have to come from behind? You think we're gonna have to get a lead and keep it? What do you think?
I'm looking for Tatum to step up. I mean, I know he was like big facilitating last night. Like I think it was like 13 assists he ended up having, which is great and all. Like he had 12 points. Like, and you're supposed to be, if you really want to be a superstar, like if you want to be that top 5 player in the league, like definitively, like you got to show up like scoring wise, because you're supposed to be a scorer. Like, you can't be coming out here scoring 12 points in a finals game. So, I mean, we won the game. He helped. He did what he could. He did what he had to do to help us win. But I expect him to bounce back, and I think he needs to in game 2.
Well, what we've seen from Tatum, it's like bad game, good game, bad game, good game. When I saw him come out, airball, and then miss 2 free throws, I'm like, this man makes way too much money to just do that.
Exactly. And you can't – if you want to be a superstar in this league, like in the playoffs, you can't have – 2 bad games, then a 45-point game, then an 18-point game, then a 20-point game, then an 11-point game. Like, you got to be 20+ every night.
Yeah, 100%. Comment rolling in. Celtics have been making me money. I'm still on the Boston train. I think a lot of people are. And, like a lot of people shifted last night after the Celtics came back. Because, after the first quarter, I don't know if you thought this or not, but they were talking about on the television broadcast. It's like Steph Curry just set a freaking NBA Finals record. The Celtics played terrible. Jason Tatum did nothing, and they were still in the game.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Like, Curry went. What did he go for in the half?
He hit like 5 or 6 threes. He had 21 in the first first quarter. He didn't score at all in the second quarter.
And another thing, why are we leaving Stephen Curry wide open?
I don't know, man.
This, and like I heard a soundbite from Marcus Smart. This isn't the Heat series. Like, this isn't Kyle Lowry. This isn't Victor Oladipo. This is Steph Curry. Like, we just should not leave this man. There shouldn't be an inch between us and him.
Oh, 100%. The one play. There was one play early in the game where it's like they set the pick, and then like Robert Williams dropped instead of attacking him, and Curry just like,
I know
he's not going to miss.
And then Rob looks at Jalen. He's like, I thought that was supposed to be you. Like, I don't care if you thought it was supposed to be him. Jump up, and since he sees not there, and I don't know, but we won. So I mean,
that's all that matters, man. So are you now? We're talking if you're going to be at any games. You actually got a graduation trip. That must be killing you a little bit. Missing these games at TD.
I don't even know what I'll do for the parade because, like, if they win, I don't even know if I'll be here for the parade, which would absolutely blow. So, like, I don't know if I wouldn't be able to fly back. They'd have to fly me back, like, themselves, because, like, I wouldn't be able to fly back. Like, that's wasting, like, because I already have, like, hotels booked and everything, and a flight for the 21st back to Boston. So, like, that would. It sucks that like I planned it, but anyway, I'm gonna be in the Bay Area for Game 5, which I might have to. I don't know.
Hey, Celtics Superfan rolling in there. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, right. That'd be dope.
So have any like players reached out to you or interacted with your tweets or anything or your content at all?
No. I think they're trying to keep it low profile with that until we actually win. I understand that.
Yeah.
But not quite yet.
Yeah, well, once they win, I'm sure they'll be all over you when that hits. So, I got 2 final questions before we wrap up in a few minutes.
Yeah.
The first question, we want to start with the good question or the bad question?
I know the bad question is going to be, so let's hear it.
All right, what's the first thing you're going to do if the Celtics do not win the series? Like, how are you going to handle it?
I answer this question the same way every time. I haven't thought about it once. I mean, we haven't lost yet. So I'm not thinking about it. Like, when we lose, that's when I can start to formulate a bit of a plan, but haven't lost quite yet.
That sounds like the approach, like the mental approach that someone would have who got a Celtics 2022 World Champs tattoo. So I love that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm on the Celtics train. Obviously, I think a lot of people are on the Celtics train. You're definitely on the Celtics train. When they win, let's just say when. Let's bring it to fruition right now. When they win, what are you going to do?
Might be the happiest person alive. That's like, I'm gonna go crazy, man. Like, I'm not even ready to see myself like if they win. It's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be talking crazy to all the Warriors fans when I'm over there. Like, I'm gonna be talking crazy to everybody, and somehow, some way, I need to get across the country in a day or 2 after they win and be back here. But,
just walking around holding your sleeves up, they can see the Celtics 2022 World Champs. Gotta love that. That's awesome, man. I do appreciate you joining the show. I do have one final thought for you here.
Sure.
What do you think your friends are going to say to you when they see that when this tattoo hits? Are they going to be like are you going to be like a legend in your high school from now on?
I don't know. I mean, that's it's been pretty crazy up to this point. So I don't know, man. It's just been like my boss has been giving me so much shit from like work too. He's been giving me a hard time, but I'm sure if we win, he'll be pretty happy. So
how can you not, man? How can you not? Like, just it'd be the coolest thing ever. You're gonna have the story's gonna be legendary for years because I've seen your arm floating around with the Bengals guy who got the the Bengals Super Bowl tattoo. Obviously, that one didn't work out. You're like one of the first people. Like when we post that video, it was like all the comments like this never ends well. This never ends well.
I know. Like all the comments from. I remember it was posted on like ESPN a couple weeks after I got it, and like on like Bleacher Report or whatever. And all the comments. Literally, there wasn't a single one that be like, "This guy gets it." And now that's all those comments are. And I'm like, this energy like switched real quick. I'm like, where's that same energy I was getting a couple months ago? Like,
oh yeah, for sure, man. Because like when we posted, we were talking before the show, the video we posted on our page, the second one, it was like at 150, 200K. It spiked up to 600K because all these comments coming in originally saying, this guy's an idiot. This isn't going to happen. This is going to happen. Now it's like, oh shit, he might actually be right.
Yeah. They leaked the script to me. Sorry to spoil it, Adam Silver, but
there you go. Well, hey, Jack, I appreciate you joining the show, man. I hope you have a great graduation, great trip. Go Celtics. Gotta love it. Now, one more question. Final question. I know I'm doing a lot more. One more question. What do you got for me? Celtics and what?
I still think it's a 7-game series. I'm not going to overreact and say 5. Or people have said to me, we're sweeping now. No, we are not sweeping the Warriors. And I know it's going to be in the Bay, but I mean, the Celtics have proven to me they can win big games on the road. I mean, I know the Game 7 of the finals against Steph Curry is a whole nother thing, but we won Game 6 in Milwaukee and obviously won Game 7 in Miami. So I'm confident we can win on the road. This team, we're road warriors, man. So I believe we can get it done.
Gotta love that. Hey, no better way to cash that tattoo in though with a Game 7 victory.
No, sir.
There you go. Well, Jack, I appreciate you joining me, guys. You can connect with Jack, Jack_BIEN. That's tagged in the linked in the description below. And then connect with this dude. He's freaking awesome. I love the content, and hopefully the tattoo will cash. That's the deal. It will cash.
Exactly. It'll cash.
Love that. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.